the Boston Planning Board meeting. And, so we'll go around the room and everybody will know their attendance.
Christina Donna, planning board attorney.
Valerie Manastra, planning board consultant.
Yes, Garcia, consulting engineer.
Sandy Nelly, secretary.
Jim Bastidas, planning board member.
Carolyn Stevens, planning board chair. Go ahead.
Board, planning board member.
David O'Neill, planning board member.
Um,
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Very good. All right, so the first item on this evening is MEM report. Daniel Hernandez, 63 Old Albany
Yes.
Road.
Oh, right.
Come up and
Oh. So this is my architect, Winston.
okay.
I don't think he speaks Spanish, so it's a little. Here they go. So from the last meeting that they did had, I know you guys wanted the lights and also the plan. So my architect, he did review. He did do the schedule and the plans. He minimized it. I don't know.
We got them a little late. It was just like yesterday.
You sent the email. You sent the email.
Yes.
We got them a little late, but
So I don't know, you might not have seen them. Right, that's, we did tell the applicant that if they, that because things were late, submitted, that the board would review it and have ability to look at it for next month. meeting, You know, because we had a feeling out, so we.
Yeah, they didn't submit paper copies, so you don't even have them
No,
here now.
no.
Okay, and do you have any way of projecting those on? No,
Onto the.
yeah,
No, this is all I have that he gave me.
okay.
I don't know if he can, maybe I can ask him.
Could Margaret do it? It's from the ninth, that's last week. I don't know,
16th is from this year?
15.
Sandra, are you able to share?
No. Isn't it actually a
That's
construction
not
item?
new stuff.
Yeah, that's all.
That's the old one?
Yeah, that's all
He might
construction.
not even have a chance to upload it yet. I don't know what he said.
Second one. The second one.
Yeah, the second one.
Is this the new material or not?
That's it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I probably say that.
One of these, all right, as long as we're here, then you want to let you go through what's new, so, but,
Is that the page?
Yes, that's a page. Yes, that's a page right there. So he said that he just minimized all the emerald green plants. He just put less and I think that's pretty much it. And he also changed the lights for the property.
okay. All right, so I was not here last meeting, so I will apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
What,
He did include pictures also for the property.
okay, so the lights that were issued, what did you change?
He put the fixtures all the way. If you go- Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right there. So that's a fixture that we're gonna use for the outside lights. And he also included the lights on the house. I don't think that was there last time. What he says.
Okay.
Yeah, that one and also in the front of the house. You go up. Yeah, one more up. Yeah, two in the back and two in the front, right there. Yeah,
In here?
yes. In the front porch. Yeah, he said number 4 that you can see how the lighting also shows.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, for the, yeah, for the interior.
Get out, but I.
No, that's fine. He just said for it.
Yeah.
Make pictures for the front.
Well, close to my dog. Right. She has a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a copy of this.
No.
Yeah. You guys want a copy of it, or?
Was trying to get across last time.
Okay, he,
So
Good.
it wasn't
yeah.
like more of an actual.
Okay, because what I told him, like a little natural, but he told me the problem is that, so the driveway's here and then it just goes a little bit down. So he was like that he wanted to put these angles, he said he didn't want to eliminate them and make it, yeah, he just put less, but he was like right there, he wanted to put it right here because the problem here goes a little bit down. So he was, this is the driveway.
Point where you can't plant.
That's carousel number 2 for your check bags, carousel number 2 for your check bags, number 3 by everyone.
I mean, what he was saying, it would look a little bit more nicer with the
You're only.
plans, you know, not too much, but. Yeah.
That's why we wanted to mix it.
Okay.
One time.
Okay.
I probably, I settled the. Yeah. Just really. Yeah, ready, yeah. That's great. I know, right, and it was very outgoing.
We're gonna have to, we really didn't get a chance, all of us didn't get a chance.
No,
to
it's not
see
good,
this,
yes.
So we're gonna have to, do this over.
Next month, okay. All right.
That's the case.
Yeah, I thought, I'll take a more the, I thought.
Yeah, well, I have a card, but I.
And he saw the video,
But
so,
no, there's.
so yeah, so I'll see what another.
No, I don't think
Is that only it, so that way,
That's as far as I remember.
and just a light fixture?
I think the light fixtures, were located in the front.
Okay. Is there anything that you guys are recommending that?
I'm just commenting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, that's fine, thank you.
Because that way, if one of them dies off, it's not.
Yeah, if one of them dies off, that means other
And
plants are
I've
surviving.
seen that,
You've seen them
I've
die.
seen that, especially that one.
Okay.
I'm almost surprised sometimes when I go through and I see a row of healthy ones that haven't suffered over the years.
Okay,
Yeah, right. Here we go. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it. No.
Yeah,
I know.
Somebody is-
Oh, it's people that are on the Zoom making noise.
Watch your step.
That's
This application.
Carter,
Um,
you're not on mute. Now he's on mute.
it's either por no me más esto. Eso ya no survive. Maybe. Que necesitas ponerlo en plantas. Sí. En-
Margaret, are the people just with their hands raised for this?
Sí, sí, sí. Mixed down, no,
No. public, doesn't mean to open the public hearing, so. Can we have a motion?
Motion to open public hearing.
Okay, so is there anyone here who wants to, make comments on, 63 Old Albany Post Road?
Hello?
Anybody online or on Zoom who wants to make any comments?
Hello?
No comment.
Owens,
Are you
Owens.
sure, Margaret?
Hello?
Yes, because we're getting somebody. on-
Owens wants to get on.
Well, I'm looking at this on Zoom and I can only see a glass window. I can't see the board or the participants.
Ma'am, can you just stop speaking for a minute while we
Yeah,
figure
while
out
we
what's
straighten
going
this
on?
out. Thank
You
you.
might be on
Must
the
have been two
wrong,
different links.
yeah, maybe you're on the wrong link.
We have somebody who's apparently on.
This is,
No, he's on,
There's two
he's
different
on,
Zoom
he's
meetings.
on a different Zoom meeting, and
Yeah.
that's the issue. Okay.
What's the meeting? are you-
Unless you're gonna write one, if somebody's. Nobody's trying to make a comment on this one.
Okay, is it Miss or is it Ms. Owens?
she's still on, but she's muted.
Okay,
And then there's Nate. Whoever that is,
okay.
he's muted.
Can you,
Do you want me to ask Miss Owens to speak up? I'll turn my volume up
I
here.
know, but I think the issue is that the next one, people are gonna like, nobody's gonna be able to see anything that you present. And because,
we've got to get this.
It's right.
Because
straightened
Glenn's
out.
on now.
no,
Oh,
I'm not showing any other.
so can you
Margaret, we think we have two different meetings.
go to the website,
I
Sandy,
think we may have to do it.
and you might be able to get in that way and then find it. Okay. You want me to try it, Sandy?
Twentieth, but I'll.
I think they clicked on the wrong link.
No, they would have clicked on it from the website, the town hospital website. No, I'm talking about the town, whatever you,
Like what's posted on the web.
what's posted on the website.
I'm looking for last one.
Because I'm not doing that.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause you can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
You just go to the home page.
Meeting's going.
Right there. That's what
Okay,
it is.
there is 2 meetings going on.
There's 2 meetings, yes. Can you join in? Can I send you the
will.
number? Okay,
We're gonna do it from the website.
okay. All right, I'll stay on it then.
No, Margaret, we need you to join the new one.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. Now we're
Okay,
on.
now we're good. We're all together now.
All right.
Okay, all right, bye.
Okay, and, is that Mr. or Mrs. Owens? Mrs. Owens, can you unmute yourself?
I have to turn my volume down.
Yeah.
If I can figure it out, I will. Do you know how to do it? Here. It's gotta be one of these.
Tiffany, you want to mute yourself and tell me? We apologize.
We need to mute.
Right,
Not
right.
Dawn, just mute. Glenn.
Maybe it's that. Hello? Hmm.
Mr. Potash? Am I pronouncing that correctly? You have to unmute yourself. You're muted.
No, he wants to, he's there.
Hi, yes, can I help you?
Never mind.
Yes.
Mr. Potash, I'm trying to find, was Miss Owens? Oh, did she disappear?
She left the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's gone.
All right, well, never mind then. Okay. All right. At this point, we will.
Oh, here she's coming back.
Oh, she's coming back.
I'm trying to mute myself.
Okay. Ms. Owens?
Yes, I can see the meeting now. I was not able to see it before.
Okay, and do you have a comment on 63 Old Albany Post Road?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, with me, okay, very good, thank you. Okay, all right, so there's no comments, but we will hold the public
October
open
15th.
till the October meeting. Okay.
Just make sure you submit your documents.
Recording in progress.
What date is it for them to submit the next?
The first of the month.
Yes.
Okay, the first, okay.
day, Like October 1st.
All right, thank you guys so much.
All right. So, next item is, renewal. Gordy Croton Dam Road.
Good night, guys.
It's on my screen now. How do I get it up on that? You know how to do it?
You're gonna share your screen.
That thing.
Does Margaret have to allow him to share?
There it is. Yeah, I can do some here.
Glenn, do you want to give your name for the record, please?
Can everybody see that? Yeah, Glenn Vetramile, that's in Park Group, developer, sponsor. We asked to be come before you. We wanted to go over with you some changes, refinements to the plan, and also give the two new board members, Bill and David, a little bit of an overview of the project. I don't know how much you two know about it. This is the entry of the project proposed coming off of Croton Dam Road. There's an entrance club facility at that corner on the lower right-hand side. And then the current meadow along Croton Dam Road stays green. It becomes various swales for stormwater detention and will be planted in indigenous plants. This is a design by my architects for another project, but this is what we're modeling for our entrance building. And then this shows an aerial view of the project. See, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
So there are three buildings along the perimeter. Will give you a sense of how we're pulling back the project. This is Second Avenue, First Avenue. And those buildings will come down, additional green space will be put in there. There's green space all the way along the southern edge or western edge of the project. And then the front along Groton Dam Road, and then buffers along the north edge. There's an existing building there that was used by the prior hospital that was for recreation for the children that were here in the hospital, and that's coming down, and all that becomes green. And then going down to Narragansett Avenue, which is back here, all of that stays green. So the entire perimeter, for the most part, with the exception of this edge here on First and Second, which we've been very careful to lower the buildings, is green. This is looking at the site from Second Avenue here. This is the plan that was introduced back in 21, and it was for 96 units. We have lessened the plan. Now we're down to 84 units. And what we've essentially done is we've taken out what are previously known as stacker units. They were located here near the entrance, over here on the lower left side of the screen, and a few here on, you can see where my cursor is. Those are 2 units on top of one another. They're small, and what we found in speaking to HOPA and ADA and HUD specialists, they felt it would not be, certainly not from a marketing standpoint, be something that a 55+ person would want to live in, and then vertical circulation, whether it be elevators or stairways, would be very hard. So that caused us to move to a smaller townhouse, a regular 2-story townhouse in lieu of those stackers with a 1-car garage. There's 1,500 feet, and the stackers were approximately 800 or 900 feet, with a master and a second bedroom on the second level, a washer dryer, small work area, utility room, and then your kitchen, dining, and living area here. These will, and a central stair. And these will be very sought after with the counties, looking for these people who want to get into these units. Will be very popular. This is an early image of what we're planning for those affordable units. And then in lieu of the stackers, we've gone with a modest, smaller townhouse, a full townhouse with a garage tucked under, a living area and dining area in the back of the unit, a kitchen, sitting area in the front, and then bedrooms upstairs. And this is,
And it's a three bedroom?
pardon?
Is that 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms on the upper?
Some of them will be 3s, some will be 2s.
Okay.
It'll be in the same ratio as the overall project. The overall project's about 30% 3s.
Okay.
And this is kind of a side view of them, where you come in at the lower level. We call it a tuck under garage. The garage is actually on this lower level. And then you come up into the living areas and the bedrooms, yet again above that. Those units will have elevators. As you can see, central to the entire unit. None of those stackers had elevators. Couldn't be designed with elevators, yet they were 3 and 3.5 story units.
So it'll they will be built with elevators
Yes.
or only the possibility of installing?
We made the decision to build them all with elevators. One thing that we've been told on the affordable units is that people buying them prefer not to have elevators. They don't want the expense of maintaining them.
Okay.
And that's in speaking to many people who've gone through a similar affordable housing requirement. Okay. Nor is it required by code.
There's 2 bathrooms on the
Yes,
upstairs, yeah.
yes. There's a powder room on the first floor
Mhm.
and then yes, 2 baths. These are 2.5 bath units.
And on the lowest level, is that also like a powder room there in case?
It's the ability to put a powder
put it,
room. We're not
okay.
showing that it's a utility closet
Okay.
and, crawl space.
Gotcha, right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Our next unit up are units that are situated on the top of the site. And they are entry at grade alongside the garage. All the living area behind it, once again, an elevator here. And upstairs, these can be 2 and 3 bedroom units. These will have the end unit in this design will have a side entrance with a small study up front. We think these will be very popular units. There will be a bath down on the lowest level
Okay.
and the ability for the owner to do whatever they'd like on that lower level.
And are those entrances in the back or?
In the back,
bathroom?
we'll have a terrace
Okay.
on the lowest level. These units, all of them dip backwards.
Yeah.
So the lower level has access out to grade.
Okay.
The main level will have a deck. And then a small,
Okay.
small deck on the upper level.
Okay.
And this is an image of what that would look like with the garage,
Mhm.
grade, bedrooms above. And another subunit alongside it. Another view of those units in a row. One of the things in our design that we decided would be much better is in the prior plan, which is what you're looking at on the top of the site, there's a rotary. And for many reasons, it pushed out the units and caused a pinching of the site plan there, pinching of the site plan in the front.
Right.
And we felt a rotary at the very end would not be particularly attractive.
Mhm.
So we're proposing a hammerhead, which is this. You come to the end, there's just a simple hammerhead, much more green space between these units in the front, and also a lessening of retaining walls. Retaining walls, as you can see here, there's a retaining wall that goes all the way along, all the way in front. In this scenario, this is all graded out. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the general breakdown of the units, the affordables ranging from 15 to 1660 square feet, depending on whether they're 2s or 3s. And then the full market rates starting around 27 and going up to, 2,500 feet, going up to 3,100 feet. Okay. And so just to follow where we started out with this project, we were at 181 units. When we revised it to townhouses, we were at 96, and we're now down to 84. Much smaller project.
Mhm.
This is a pricing for the affordables,
Mhm.
and it's based on 80% of the area median income, which depending on whether it's 2 or 3-person household can range from 109-ish to about 120. And then you're allowed to allocate 33% of your income to housing costs. From that, you take out an estimate for utilities, taxes, and condominium charges. Get your net number. And then at a 6.5% mortgage rate would equate to, at a 5%, 95% loan to value or 5% of equity being put up would equate to a $363,000 unit. And 400, can't see on my screen what it says, 400 and change. 63 for the larger unit. Those units cost us probably, 70% more than that to build. That's it.
Yeah, just a little bit sort of maybe back history of the site. And just a couple of questions. What's the topography change like? There's a set of retaining walls on the rear edge of the site that's shown on the plan.
There are some retaining
How
walls.
is that stepping? And like kind of general ideas of heights of those walls.
The walls, yes, we have retaining walls here. They're about, well, they differ. So there's a retaining wall. This is not the latest plan. This is the latest plan here. There are retaining walls here. It's a tiered retaining wall. Each of those tiers is about 3 to 4 feet with planting in between those tiers. At the highest end, which is down in this corner, the topography of the site actually rises to up to this point. It's probably no more than 3 feet at that stage. So yes, we have some topo change there. And planting, we have had a number of design sessions with this planning board, as a matter of fact, and the town board, looking at that very specifically. And one of the things we did do, David, is these units on the back lowered their profile. We got into design discussion on how we could make it look not like a wall back there, but lower in profile. We did that through pulling back the upper levels and also adding gables to those units.
And then the area that's highlighted in orange, or it's orange to me.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, so it looked in some of the earlier schemes, there were pairs of residences with gaps in between those, and that the newer version is like 4 residences, in the townhouse fashion. So what was driving that change? That there's something that I happen to like about the earlier version, relative to
We're
the
just
neighbors
adding
and
more
the
variation
perimeter.
of unit types. Adding more variation of unit types.
But the units there in the earlier scheme, where there were smaller clusters, you're saying those buildings were actually taller though?
They were.
And then putting them together in the current scheme, they're lower.
They're much lower, yes. The 2 things happened. We pulled them back further, beginning of the footprint. And then we pulled back the uppermost level. We pulled that back from the edge. And then the roof line, we put in gables, break down the volume of the roofs. This edge, this uppermost edge, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That uppermost edge is approximately equal to the ground area of those homes back there. So it's not like you're looking up at those units, you're looking across at the same units, at the same level, same elevation.
Okay. And I think my only other question was for the various units is it looks like the driveways in front of each unit vary in depth. Is the intent that cars are always parking in the garages or in actual driveways in front of the
It's the nemesis of townhouses and you know, I don't know, a good answer for that. Some people are lazy and don't want to go in their car, and they just want to jump out and go in the front door. All of these units are 2-car garages, with the exception of the portable unit. Those are 1-car garages. So we hope that they do use their garages. Certainly the owners association can encourage them to put in some.
That's it for me for now.
I don't know, no question.
And just to clarify what David said, this is a preliminary presentation, so there will be ample other opportunity
Yeah.
for
Yep.
comments from the board. Sorry.
That was very useful in getting the update on.
Happy to, and I'm happy to take both you out to the site. I do think it's worthwhile to see the site, and understand the views of the Hudson and how it lays out. When you see it in 2 dimension, you really don't get a sense. What you also don't get a sense is back down in the lower corner where the green and red units are, where my cursor is. There's a lot of grade change between these and the homes down below. There's probably at least 40 or 50 feet of grade change. So none of those units and green, a lot of trees. So you really don't get a sense of that until you get out to the site. Bill?
I just, I guess, the elevators, how do those fit into the project? As far as what happens on loss of power, so what happens, who maintains them?
Each owner maintains it. You know, whether there'll be a contract through the ownership organization, the condo organization, I can't answer that now.
That was something that was, just for background, that was important to the town board. Because it is a 55 and over community. And some of the units were going to be 3 stories, to have that ability for the accessibility so that people can age in place. But understanding that, you know, someone is going to have to be able to maintain and afford to maintain those luxuries.
These are pneumatic elevators, so they're quiet. They don't require a deep elevator pit. They can be, you know, we can ship them to locations if there's a desire on part of one of the buyers.
Thank you.
Jim, do you have any?
Not at this time.
I have nothing at this time either. We look forward to
All right.
going forward on this.
So just for the board's information and also the applicant's information, so I provided a memo back in May with outstanding items in terms of what's needed, just to do initial comparison from some of the requirements that the town board made, as well as some of the seeker findings in terms of what they're proposing now and what was, you know, what was originally contemplated as part of the special permit, or actually, I mean, sort of the rezoning, as well as the seeker process. So that's been laid out to them, and also in addition, as part of like site plan review now, there's a number of items that in terms of details that we're gonna need that was decided at that point in time during the seeker process, and also as a request from the applicant to kind of move those issues over to the site plan process. So once we have more information, and once we feel like the application is complete, we'll get it actually on the agenda for an actual agenda item, and then we can start taking into the details.
So, you have a copy of that?
Yes, we're very aware of where there's landscaping, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay. And you have any sense of your table
We'd
on?
like to get before, we've done a lot of design development on the unit, so
Okay.
we'd like to get it in by probably within a month. All of that. Yeah.
And then you could probably November. If it's a minimum.
Yeah.
And it would be good if you can accompany that with, maybe a memo. Addressing the comments that are in that.
Yeah.
That way that'll be helpful for everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm sure communicating before then, just to make sure we're on the right page.
Okay, sounds good.
We also have to explore variances, right? I think it's a point where you're gonna have to go to the zoning board, so we have to figure out timing on that.
I think you're minimizing by reducing the size of the development, you also minimize the number of variants as well.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sorry, I'm Wayne Speck for the attorney for the applicant.
Yeah.
It's for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Joyce.
Thank you all very much. Yes, I thought so, yeah.
I'm only asking, those are two people.
Well, one of them is connected to him. so he doesn't work. Oh, actually, no, we have. Okay.
Done.
Thank you. We'll, look forward to your formal submission. And we do appreciate the update.
I'm hoping our presentation is on PDF, so you know.
Okay, so the next item is St. Augustine Cemetery, 75 Hawks Avenue Cemetery Chapel Building, site plan review.
I am John Fry from Nexus Creative Architecture Planning and Design in Mount Kisco, New York. I'm joined by Father Brian McSweeney and John Barbara. They are indeed the owners. There were some housekeeping discussions about owner signing applications. I'm sure both are here to attest they are indeed the owners and they're happy to sign any application that's required. So the submission is not available. I do have I have old school boards.
She's gonna try it
Okay.
now.
We're here to talk about a prayer chapel at cemetery, the St. Augustine Cemetery that you're all probably familiar with. There are no current structures other than a maintenance facility in the northeast corner of the site. This chapel is relatively small. It's about 800 square feet. It is not a primary house of worship. It is a very quiet incidental support component to the traditional activities. The cemetery has hosted for 75 years.
Oh, no, over 100.
Over 100 years.
1840 was the first burying.
You'll see when we get to the site plan, and I'm also here substituting for my partner, Jacqueline Tyler, who's vetted much of this project in the early stages. She's at a zoning board meeting for her own home. She would much rather be here. I can assure you, I'm getting text updates. So, but I'll do my best to fill in. I'm familiar with the project and the path to date. So can we go to the site plan maybe? I'll fill in the meantime.
Okay.
So there's been preliminary dialogue with town staff. More than a couple of meetings, much dialogue, supporting correspondence. We believe many things have been vetted prior. Valerie has shared a memo earlier, 2 weeks ago, I think, or maybe even.
sent a memo
Last
out
meeting.
on Friday.
Right, and then, Jacqueline had, followed up with a response memo that I'm happy to walk through, but I think, as opposed to going through item by item in a very granular way, we can cover most of it by speaking to the site plan or interviewing on the site plan. And Dan, I think you've had commentary, along the way also. I know, John has had commentary. We know there are going to be additional interface as is normal regarding fire department access and support. We know that we have the science of stormwater management and a very small septic system that's going to support this application. Hopefully, if we get that far, the soils investigations are currently underway. So let's go back to the, yeah, can we enlarge that just a little bit?
I have Margaret doing, someone else.
Oh, okay. Martin? Remember Martin?
He wasn't able to do it on the previous application, so.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Since I was
Perfect. This is
here
even
also the
better.
last time, you were here, yes. How many people was this expected to hold?
Maybe 30. I mean, that would be the max. We've kind of, the story for capacity is really going to be based on vintage benches, pews. And we've test fitted, they're going to be adaptively reused from the archdiocese, right? Along with other components for this chapel. So we don't know the exact size, but it is in the 30 range, it may be 25, it may be 35. It's not meant to support more than that.
Okay.
If I asked Father McSweeney and Deacon John to informally handicap what a group of people gathered here, either after a burial service or on another occasion.
So the use of the chapel is really just to facilitate burials in inclement weather, where you would have people coming from a church where they had the funeral service and just coming to the cemetery for the burial. Not everybody comes that far. So ideally, we'll still have burials outside, but in case we need to have, instead of putting up a tent in rainy weather, we can use the chapel. So there's never more than 20 or 30 people at a burial. And again, we wouldn't use it unless it was absolutely necessary. That's not what it's designed for. It's just designed as a backup for the usual.
And the pattern of use this would adopt or host has been ongoing on this site for the existence of the cemetery. As Father McSweeney suggested, where there are occasions in inclement weather or by other desires to have a tent or a small gathering area, I'm sure we've all been probably to a burial mass or service where there has been a tent. This is essentially a step up from that. There is an office in the chapel. It is meant to replace an existing office in the maintenance facility that's located. Yep. Some of the programmatic dialogue with John regarding number of bathrooms. We feel like in terms of the sanitary code, the single bathroom supports both the code required numbers and the real world numbers. There may be an element of the code that we're still vetting with John that might require 2 toilets, which we think is excessive for the use pattern of the chapel. And we've vetted a path informally for state variance, should we have to go down that road to secure relief for a second bathroom. The other item that I think I mentioned early on regarding fire department access, we have extensive diagrams relating to where the existing fire hydrant is located, what the distances are from the fire hydrant and the supporting code requirements that may support adding a second entrance to release, adding a fire sprinkler system to this use pattern again, which is very light. That would be applicable to the village's ordinance, but we're still vetting it. In terms of other planning items, there is no landscape that is proposed. There have been plantings indicated in the renderings. Those are intended to be planted by parishioners. Similarly to the way the current campus is landscaped and planted. There is no exterior lighting. Chapel's never meant to be open at night. There will be incidental signage, much as exists today on around the cemetery. And we've diagrammatically indicated 10 parking places, which is really a metric derived from a primary use scenario. Those are just test fit gauges to suggest that comfortably 10 cars can gather around this chapel and still leave plenty of maneuvering space. We've indicated an accessible parking space here. There are existing pullover areas all around the existing cemetery circulation. We feel like the pattern of use, and again, you've all experienced this, is very informal on a cemetery site. You're often, if you're passing a car, sometimes you have one set of wheels on a lawn area and you maneuver around. I know there's been dialogue focusing on whether the parking spaces are striped. Or you really want to not stripe the parking spaces. We've actually canvassed at least 6 or maybe 7 cemeteries via Google Earth. I know that's not a lot of science, to understand what other cemeteries, if any, have any kind of striped parking annotated. There's one that we could find, which is Gates of Heaven. And it's only at the northerly end where they have 2 small radius parking areas that surround that mega mausoleum pinwheel. It's got to be 40,000 square feet of crypts. And they have 2 small parking areas that are indeed lined. We couldn't find any others. We would prefer not to do that. We feel like that's an institutional signature on a cemetery site that really doesn't align with the aesthetic. Anything else I'm missing?
I just want to make one point of clarification
Sure.
as it relates to the striping. When that came up in our pre-planning meeting.
Yep.
It was because literally the entire sidewalk, including the circle, was intended to be parking. And it was a lot.
Well,
So that was, so it was, how are people going to be able to facilitate that to make the parking functional if there weren't designated spots? This is a different plan, so I just want to make that clear.
Right. That was those were cars that were tested in a diagram that really wasn't a predetermined intent. We probably should have shown it that way. But I think you get the spirit of the way we're thinking about this and the real world way that traffic circulates on a cemetery site. So we know, to recap, we know we have the science of the stormwater and the septic on its way. We know we're still working through fire department access with John. We know that we're exploring the number of bathroom scenarios that wouldn't change the footprint of the building. with John, we would, given what we know that's just over our shoulder coming, we would love to get on or schedule a public hearing.
Don't think we're quite there yet, but, because I'd really like to have the stormwater and, septic situation worked out so people can comment on it. I don't think it makes sense to start public hearings when we don't have, most, information that certainly the public will be concerned with, and I think water is a big one. So, that's one thing. The other, let me ask you, off the cuff, how many times do you wind up setting up a tent, for burials?
How often does it rain?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it rains a lot, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, how many burials do you have a year? Basically in the cemetery, you do.
We found that number out. Do you have it?
We did, I do not have it in front of me, but let me look. Burials average 2 times a week. Attendance with cars ranges from 3 to 30. That's what we responded to.
That's what's going to be here. I just want to make sure I'm
No, I'm
understanding.
sorry, attendance varies, possibly 3 to 30, not cars.
Okay, 3 to 30 people, okay.
The burials are at the gravesite. That's
Right,
only-
right. Now I
that's only-
misunderstood the,
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was
That's
30
only
to
at
30.
the ringers, right?
Reconciliation, so. All right.
I'm guessing you have seen the tents there on occasion.
On occasion, because I drive down what's happening. With some frequency.
And they vary in size.
Yeah. It's a possible, I personally would like to go out and walk the site.
We would love to
So
accommodate
I
that.
would, see if we can arrange that with, through Sandy.
Absolutely.
I don't know if anybody else from the board wants to go and do that, but I would like to.
I've been there many times.
Okay, I have not, so. I'm so.
That's all right.
later on. Yeah, so, I'm really not familiar with that back portion.
If, and forgive me, I should know this, in the submittal sequence. If we had the stormwater and the septic by,
October 1st. 2 weeks before the meeting.
could we set the public hearing in theory based on?
I think we.
No, because it's less than a year.
Right, I think
Right.
it's very best if everything
Staff is gonna have to review it.
ready. Because if you end up needing to change things.
It's a
Yeah.
very simple septic.
Okay. So then you don't have to come. I mean, we could just do it if the board is comfortable with that, we could just call, if it's in and it's complete. We could just administratively call for the public hearing, but the board may have questions, there may be things to discuss that are better.
Completely
Well, then,
understand.
I mean, the other thing is you just call for a public hearing and then we adjourn it if it's not.
Yeah.
No, listen, and it's not to dismiss, obviously, we understand. Trust me, I understand your concern. And observations and disciplines too. But on the other hand, this is a single toilet septic system, it's probably. I look to Dan and go, what do you think the field is?
When are you gonna find
Well,
out?
about the soil,
What would you guess?
probably 150 feet of fields from Lexington.
Do you think when will you know how many toilets you have to put in?
Well,
gonna be one or two.
Gonna be, yeah, exactly.
Well, the,
So
the
we
toilet, the
put
toilets won't vary the
Okay.
septic.
Okay.
It'll be based upon the soon occupancy.
And I
Okay,
think if we have any commentary from the public, it's not gonna be regarding
no,
the septic system.
it's not going to be,
So,
but it will be the
I
water.
would be comfortable with us opening it up. If we're gonna get any comments, let's get it, because it's gonna be on location or the building or sight lines or
Right.
something else.
Just to be clear, once we open the public hearing, the board is not going to close it until they're ready to vote. That's been their practice.
Completely clear.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I had a couple questions.
Great.
Is there anything not currently shown on the site plan or the renderings, like outside the footprint of the building, like any mechanical equipment, things of that nature? It's
No.
all within the.
There's a large, the two pods that go north and south, have, large root. This is a split system. The condenser is gonna go up in one of those little gables.
Okay, so it's
By the
not
lower,
something outside that would be screened or. Visible. And the other question I had is, you mentioned earlier, there's potentially a second means of egress.
Yes.
In lieu of sprinkler. Would that impact anything else, like a sidewalk back to the front, or it's really just? like
We require to have a
stairs?
stoop,
Yeah,
but we wouldn't
you wouldn't,
sidewalk it to encourage it as any kind of.
you wouldn't.
Usable
restrict the
circulation.
Area of
Um,
the site.
If we have to have a fire hydrant, a second one,
Mhm.
that would be the other thing.
Is there anything procedurally that we need that we haven't discussed tonight?
No, it's for
Dollar
seeker,
in reference to GML referral.
yes. That's the only thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yes,
interrupt.
thank you. We have to, yeah, I just have to do a referral for that, but, in terms of seeker, it's a type 2. So you don't have to do any, it's in type 2 lead agency or anything like that. So I'll send this out for a referral, and then I think we just need the fire department to weigh in on. that.
Fire hydrants and access, right?
That's it.
Which maybe we can dovetail. Via the site visit. Is that
You
something
mean
you'd like
not
to
having
accomplish next
the
week?
fire department weigh in?
Pardon?
You mean not having the?
No, having them join the sidewalk.
They march to their own.
Volunteer.
Father McSweeney may have some.
Well, he might. I don't.
Well, if you can encourage them to provide their comments, reach out to them, give them the plans and ask them to provide their comments to the planning board.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll do the same thing, right? Like,
We'll
Sandy
send it
usually-
to the
right.
fire department.
I'm just saying if they're saying they have.
Yeah, we're on it. So next week, we could do this next week.
The sidewalk.
Yep.
Hold up, look at my calendar. Back here in my phone, hold on. Is there anyone who wants to go on this besides me? Or if my-
Pretty familiar with the site. It's been about 3 hours there for Memorial Day.
Oh.
For the Boy Scouts, putting the
Oh,
flag,
okay.
Sorry, I turned my
Bill, do you
phone
wanna
off,
do it?
so. we
If
can
it's
do
early
it.
in the week, I can do it.
Okay,
Be out of town, I don't-
okay.
That's
I'm sorry.
frequent.
If it's only two of you, there's no forums.
What day was that? I didn't hear.
I had to turn my phone on because I had turned it off for the meeting. So next week is the 22nd. I'm good for the Tuesday, the 23rd. Does that work?
Perfect so far. We'll get to the 23rd. Well, what do you prefer? Time wise,
I'm,
afternoon,
that's fine, afternoon is good,
3:30.
3:30,
Sold.
okay.
closes at 3. Kidding.
I bet you're gonna close.
Behind the fence, Deacon John.
The only thing is that we are missing one board member, so I'm not sure if she
Donna,
would wanna
yeah.
participate in that, but. I mean, we've already noticed it. If Donna does wanna participate, we would have to do a notice because we would have a quorum, or we could just find another time that Donna could.
Right.
But we
Okay.
can
Or we
coordinate
could
that.
have two separate sidewalks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've done
that,
that.
that might be more feasible.
Yeah, we're happy to accommodate.
Okay. And so, we have two people who know the site already and two of us who don't, so. we'll See you on the 22nd?
Terrific.
23rd.
23rd.
At 3:30.
Thank you so much.
And so what was the consensus of the board, that you do want to call for a public hearing for your October 15th
Yeah.
meeting?
If we're gonna get everything in,
If we're
might
gonna.
as well.
if
We
everything
understand,
comes in on
if we
time.
do not, we will defer.
Or it's
Well, at
just
that
going,
point,
We'll just
right,
once
once
it's
it's
carried
noticed,
over,
leave it
right?
open, right?
It'll just be carried over.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
So could we just do a motion to call for
I'll make the motion to open a public hearing.
your October?
Yep.
Okay.
Regarding the signature on the letter, we'll.
Yes. Can we do a second?
Can we get a second for the,
Public
for the
second.
public hearing? Okay. Anyone? David, do you vote yes?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes,
I vote yes.
Yes.
Jim? Okay.
Okay, sorry.
the signature question, Jacqueline's just gonna create a letter and follow.
I'll reach out to.
All right. Thank you
Thank
again.
you.
Take care.
I'll look forward to seeing somebody on Tuesday.
Do you have minutes?
For the meeting I wasn't at, so somebody else has to, make the motion.
Oh, I don't know if you can, because David, you weren't here, right?
No, David was.
Oh,
David was in
Already
July.
in July.
Maybe
Staying from the road.
Yes. Okay,
Motion to approve.
yes, but is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Do you approve the minutes?
Yes.
Do you approve the minutes?
Yes.
And
Yes.
David, okay, very good. Yeah, three, that's good.
Thank you.
Any motions to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Seconds?
Second.
David, how do you vote?
Sorry.
Aye.
I had
Bill,
myself.
yes,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Jim, and I vote yes as well.